The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers now. To my left, we have a man that really needs no introduction, for he is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Yeah, welcome back to True School Sports, and we're gonna talk some more boxing. And like I said, let's start it right now.
Hit that like and subscribe button because we got an interesting topic for you guys today, and it comes in the form of the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes. My man Larry Holmes. I love me some Larry Holmes. He was speaking to a YouTube channel, Pro Boxing Fans. Shout out to Pro Boxing Fans. Did an interview with them, and he had a quote that a lot of people found interesting, and people have been talking about it. And he said something that I've heard him say before, because I had a chance to interview Larry Holmes in 2015. He said something along these lines back then, but I figured since he brought it up recently, it's a good time to revisit this. He said that heavyweights, the top heavyweights right now, so your Furies, your Joshuas, your Wilders, these guys wouldn't stand a chance in this era. Here's the exact quote. I'll leave the article for you guys in the description so you can read it for yourself. But here's what Larry said. He said, I quote, "They couldn't stand a chance when I was fighting. When I was fighting, it's no contest. We'd beat these guys up. They don't have the abilities we have, but they would have given us a pretty good fight. But when you got guys like Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, Ron Lau, Larry Holmes, we got a lot of good fighters out there when I was fighting." So they have it. What do you make of Larry Holmes' assessment, Pops?
I think one of the biggest things that is a whole topic, but I gotta say, Larry Holmes got to come out and say things like this. Also, he's well deserved, serving for the career that he had, and people don't respect Larry Holmes the way they should have. Holyfield, Riddick Bowes, even the fighters today, the Wilders, the Furies, whoever. He doesn't get the same respect. But what he's basically saying is like, hey, you know what? He does have the greatest jab in boxing when in his time and ever, I think. But I think he's just coming out and just saying what he feels. But I mean, at all the fighters, heavyweights right now, that I think that will probably give him a lot of problem. And I say this because there was nobody that existed in his time, the style that he has and everything. I don't think that Tyson Fury is the only one that he can not say that about. I think Tyson Fury was in that era. He will cause the same problems he's causing to all the heavyweights here in this era because of his awkwardness and his style. There's no way to judge how he's going to come out.
I'll be honest with you. Like, look, I'm a huge Larry Holmes fan. He's one of my top 5 favorite heavyweights of all time. But just being honest, a lot of the guys that he beat in his resume, I think Tyson Fury will run right through him. Tim Witherspoon, who he had a really tough fight with, I think Fury's running through Tim. Ken Norton, Fury beat Ken Norton. Fury would probably the toughest fight of all the fights on Larry's resume for Tyson Fury. If, prime for prime, they were to fight, might be an Ernie Shavers because of the power. Because of the power, and Fury's not the most, he's a bit chinny and he can be dropped. So I would say Ernie Shavers, but even Ernie Shavers, I think, if Fury doesn't get caught on anything, he might fuck around and shut him out. So I get what Larry's saying. He's one of the best fighters. Forget heavyweights. He's one of the best fighters, period, in the history of boxing. He did come from a very good era. It was a much more deeper era in terms of the guys in the top 10. Now these guys in the top 10 wouldn't even be. A lot of these guys in the top 10 wouldn't even crack the top 15 back in the day. So I understand where he's coming from. But we're talking about the top fighters of this era. Your Joshuas, your Furies, your Wilders. I could understand why he doesn't think Wilder wouldn't make it in that era.
Yeah,
because Wilder
has no skills.
Can't fight going backwards. And a lot of these guys will make his ass fight going backwards. So I understand that. I can understand why Joshua wouldn't succeed in that era, or why you think he wouldn't succeed in that era, because Joshua has shown a couple times in his career to have stamina problems and to be a 5-round, 4-round, 6-round fighter. So in the 15-round era, is he going to last? I could see where these questions come into play, but when you look at Tyson Fury's size, his speed, his versatility, his ability to fight going forwards, fight going backwards, go ahead.
And one of the biggest things about Tyson Fury that I love so much is his mental toughness and his confidence.
Yes.
His confidence out of this world, like literally.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't think Joshua going to the fight where he's. To me, they showed me no confidence when he fought that fight, so he got knocked out the way he did. Wilder, when he fought Fury.
And the rematch.
And even in the first fight, to me, he didn't show me a confident fighter goes in. They already know what he's gonna do, and he's 110% sure he's gonna take over and do what they did. And that's one thing you can't take from Fury. The mental game, like you always say. I always say 90% mental.
Yeah, it's 90%. Boxing is mostly mental, and one thing Fury's mastered, and I think it's gonna. I don't know why, because right now we're in the process of his career, so I get why people can't really see things for how they are right now. But when he retires, when he hangs him up and he retires as the only undefeated heavyweight champion besides Rocky Marciano, because that's gonna happen unless he gets robbed. The only way that's not he ain't retiring undefeated is if he gets robbed, because ain't none of these dudes stopping him. I'm going on record. I'm saying that right now, while he's still fighting. It's not happening. He's mastered that mind, and I think Tyson Fury is the only heavyweight fighter right now who can fight at any era. If you put him against any heavyweight at their best in any era, I think he's giving him a great fight and has a great chance to win.
And for argument's sake, people are going to say, oh, Wilder's powerful, he knocked him down. But yes, you got to have the confidence and the willpower to get back up from that. To get back up from in his first fight and do what he did after all the mental stress he did and all kinds of stuff he went through. So he's got the will and he's got that confidence. And I have not seen nobody in boxing have much confidence in boxing like the Gypsy King.
Going back to Wilder, you mentioned Wilder.
Yeah.
You know, if he let's just say if he was fighting them guys in Larry Holmes' era, he wouldn't have been afforded 40 fights to just smartly guide his career. He would have had to fight the top 10 guy, the 8 guy, the 7 guy. You know, he would have had to work his way up because back in the day, that happened a lot more.
And back in that era, you also have the rounds were longer. A lot of things goes into play, and the only skill that I see that Wilder has is that right punch that he got. And if he played in the 80s and 90s, he would have been the fucking moon. He wouldn't even beat top 5. I'm telling you straight up, he wouldn't beat top 5. You're lucky if he maybe top 25 or top 50.
How about Joshua? How would Joshua do that?
Joshua, I like Joshua. The plus, the everything I get to Joshua, he's a very skillful fighter. He's got all the skills and everything. But one thing about him that I do not like, I feel like he's got a weak chin. I think that chin is not strong enough. I think somebody would catch him a couple times.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say a guy like, I don't know, Ken Norton. Let's just say
fuck him up.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. No, Ken Norton. I can't remember that. My mind's gone. But you name me the big names. Ken Norton.
Ron Lyle.
Ron Lyle. I don't know much about him.
Leon Spinks.
Leon Spinks. He might beat Leon Spinks. He was quick, fast, and But I'm saying, as far as his chin,
Holyfield.
Will fuck him up. Fold him.
Bo
will say, woo! Bring him down. I'm telling you that right now. Big Daddy.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, no disrespect to none of these fighters that we're talking about.
We respect all of them.
Because they all put their line and give their life in the ring each and every day. Whether it's a Hall of Famer like Holmes talking about
We're just talking boxing.
We're just talking boxing. I respect all the fighters because you know what? You got to give it to them.
Gotta give it to them, man. So look, I want to hear what you guys are going to say. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, well, true school sports. We wouldn't expect anything less from you. You're a Tyson Fury fanboy. People are going to say that no matter what. But the funny thing is, I'm wearing a Deontay Wilder hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Deontay Wilder hoodie. They call me a fanboy.
Listen, at the end of the day, all you casuals are constantly acting like little kids. That's what you guys are. But the reality of the matter is, we're not hating on Wilder. We're just not dick riding Wilder. It's a big difference.
Wearing his hoodie, though.
Okay? We appreciate his knockout punches. We appreciate everything he's done. We're not saying that. I just think, honestly, Wilder, I'll leave it like that. He needs to change his friggin' team. I've been saying that for like the last 5 years, 4 years, while I've been there, and he hasn't done nothing about it. So guess what? Wilder, if you don't make a change, the only good man that saved you and was best for you was brilliant.
All right. That being said, much respect to the Eastern Assassin Larry Holmes. And
right.
let me know what you guys think. How do you think the top heavyweights would do in the Larry Holmes era? And also, if there's anybody aside from Joshua in Fury and Wilder who you think would do great in that era, drop them in the comments as well. I'd love to see that as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. So until next time, take care.